The only exception to the rule with dates are with eggs. Now I get my eggs from a local farmer. I get 6 at a time for £1, and they are reused in a box. It's not this brand, but they're free range and organic, and they don't have a stamp on them. So if you inspect it, there's nothing on there, and that is fine. If you look inside, it does give you some information. So if it's got a number 1 on it, it's like 1 UK is free range. If you have 2, I think that's barn eggs. And then I think if it's 3, it's caged. So you can always tell by inspecting the eggs. So if we had to have a look at some of these eggs, this one here, number 1, that means it's free range. If you eat a piece of meat that's past its use by and you get food poisoning, it's your own fault. Okay, that's it. But eggs have a best before on. So if you eat something past its best before and you get food poisoning, that isn't your fault really. So eggs can be dangerous. If you eat them past the date on them, you can get food poisoning. In my opinion, eggs should have a use by date on, and then you should throw them out after that, but you can always do a test to make sure that your eggs are fresh. For example, we'll take this. This is one of my free range eggs, and what should happen is that it should lie on its side like so, at the bottom. It won't stand up on end like that. If we put it in, it will go down nice and flat like so. Eggs are not solid. Eggs have little holes in them and it allows the air to get in, so when the chick's growing, it can get air inside the egg. But this is lying flat. That is a perfect egg. Okay, so you could use these eggs for fried eggs, and you could have the yolk nice and runny, and that's perfect. So the next egg, we're going to see what this one does. So this one is going to go to the bottom, but if you notice, it's standing on end. And you try and push it over, it will stand back up. Push it over, it will stand back up. That means that it's getting old, so it's not a fresh egg. That doesn't mean that it's out of date or past its best before. What that means is that more air has seeped into the egg as the moisture inside the egg has disappeared, as it shrunk, the void inside that egg is filled up with air. So that means you can still eat it, but it would be better to have it in something like a cake or hard-boiled eggs, where the egg is thoroughly cooked. Now the last egg, this one, we'll see what happens with this one, and if it floats, it means it's off. So we'll pop it in, and this egg has floated to the surface, which means that it's off. It has shrunk so much that the air has seeped inside, but the egg has also started to decompose inside, and the gases that are released from that process have filled up the rest of the void, and it is now floating. That egg is definitely floating, and that egg is off. In that, it has best before, and it is out of date. So, that egg you would not eat under any circumstance, and what we'll do is see if we can smell it. So, we'll take it out of here, we'll just crack it onto a little saucer, and we'll see if we can smell it. Ready? Now that egg is not green inside, it has no bad smell, bad odour, but that egg is off, and you wouldn't want to eat that under any circumstance.